The Red Veil. 5 of us, just a group of close friends, had rented an Airbnb hidden deep in the mountains. The place was unlike anything we'd ever seen. Dense green forests surrounded us from every direction. Towering mountains blocked out the horizon, and for miles, there wasn't another house in sight. Ours was the only building standing in the middle of that vast wilderness. Around midnight, we realized we'd forgotten to buy bread and eggs for breakfast. The nearest local shops were about 5 to 6 kilometers away, so all 5 of us jumped into the car and headed down the winding mountain road. The drive to the shops was uneventful. It was the drive back that none of us will ever forget. The road climbed the mountain in long loops, surrounded by towering trees on both sides. There were no streetlights, no houses, and no signs of civilization. The only light came from our headlights cutting through the darkness. Inside the car, we were laughing, joking, and talking loudly, completely unaware that the mood was about to change. Suddenly, our driver went silent. "What's that?" he said, staring straight ahead. The friend sitting in the passenger seat leaned forward. His face instantly turned pale. "No," he whispered. "That's not possible." "What?" "It's a bride." The laughter stopped. As the headlights reached the figure, every one of us saw her. A woman stood completely still on the side of the lonely mountain road. A long red veil covered her face completely, hiding every feature. She wasn't moving. She wasn't waving. She was simply waiting. Then we noticed something that made every hair on my body stand up. She was barefoot, and her feet were turned backwards. For a moment, nobody spoke. The silence inside the car was suffocating. "Drive!" someone shouted. "Don't stop!" The driver pressed the accelerator, and the car sped past her. As we came alongside the figure, we all looked, despite knowing we shouldn't. She never moved. She never looked up. She simply stood there in complete silence, alone on a deserted mountain road in the middle of the jungle. Within seconds, she disappeared into the darkness behind us. The rest of the drive back was silent. Nobody laughed anymore. Nobody even looked out of the windows. When we finally reached the Airbnb, we locked every door and tried to explain what we'd seen. But every explanation fell apart. Who would stand alone on a deserted mountain road after midnight, miles from the nearest village? Why was she barefoot? And most importantly, how did all 5 of us see the same thing? Even today, years later, whenever we meet, someone eventually brings up that night. None of us claims to know what we saw. But none of us has ever forgotten the bride in red, standing alone in the mountains,